What is the average American net worth by age? Hey, welcome to Dow Stock Talk, where I talk about topics relating to finance and investing, but more specifically these. Before we get started, make sure you smash the like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm, it helps YouTube know that I'm making content, and helps my videos reach a broader audience. Now, for this particular video, it's more so for people that's really into finance and stuff like that. But in this particular video, I'm going to be going over the average American net worth by age. So you can just kind of use this as a benchmark so you can relatively know based off of your age versus the average and the median of the net worth if you care. Some people don't really care, but if you're a big finance nerd and stuff like that, this information could be useful. Just to go over what net worth is, a lot of times when people think of net worth, they think of the Bill Gates, Elon Musk, very rich people. So a lot of times when you talk about net worth, a lot of times people look at net worth for highly rich individuals. But net worth, everyone has a particular net worth. In this particular video, I'll be going over the average American net worth by age. And then, by the way, they're going by household, by the way, just in case you guys wanted to know. It comes from the Federal Reserve, from a survey they do every 3 years by the Federal Reserve called the Survey of Consumer Finance, where they survey people to get this information. Do it every 3 years, and I'll guys give you enough. First off, let's go over what net worth is. So the net worth is your total assets, meaning anything of value, investments, cash, house, property, jewelry, anything of value that, and you have your liabilities, which is like credit cards, loans, debts. You take your assets minus from your liability, and that's how you get net worth. It's pretty much simple how you get net worth. It's your assets, anything of value, cars, investment, jewelry, and the liability versus your student loan, debt, credit card, mortgage. So you deduct the assets minus your liabilities, and that would be your net worth. And by the way, they look at it from two particular perspectives. They look at the median and the average. Now, the average can be screwed because if you have a lot of wealthy individuals, when you take the average, it can kind of be, they can be like an outlier, so it can kind of mislead things. So the average person probably would be closer to the median, but in the video, I did both. I'll give you an example. So suppose we surveyed 3 people. One net worth was $50,000, another one was $100,000, and you have a third one that's $1 million. So if you just took the average of the 3, that would be about $383,000 as far as net worth. But if you took the median, which is the $50,000, $100,000, and the $1 million, the median would be $100,000. So like I said, if you have a lot of high earner individuals or individuals that has a net worth that's far greater than the other, it can make the average a little higher if you care. Some people don't care. According to the survey, the average American household net worth is $748,000. Now, of course, the average, because you have a lot of individuals that's like outliers that can kind of really make the average so high. But if you go by the median, it's $121,700. So it's as you can see, a big difference. And a lot of times for most people, their house would be their greatest asset. House plays a big part in their net worth. Just keep that in mind. Okay, and also keep in mind, it's possible to have a negative net worth. A lot of times people have that at a very young age, especially if they took out any type of student loans or something like that. So earlier on, your net worth can be negative, but I wouldn't necessarily worry about that too much. And also, if you're a big person who leveraged debt, temporarily your net worth can be negative until those assets start producing money. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. For any age less than 35, the median is $13,900 as far as net worth, and the average is $76,300. So they just grouped as anyone under the age of 35, which is a huge range. And as you know, the older you get, normally the more money you can accumulate, the more your assets can go and increase. So, and they just did under 35. Just wanted to throw that out there. Just 35 to 45. As you can see, it's a big range there. 35 to 44. The median is $91,300. And the average net worth is $436,200. Now, remember I told you before, there's big outliers, so that's why the average can be way higher can be definitely screwed. So a lot of times people go off of the median, but if you were like super into finance and the net worth really is really a big deal for you, a lot of times people keep track of the average as well. See the huge difference between the average and the median. Okay, next up we have 55 to 54. For the median, 168,600. For the average net worth, 833,200. So next up we have 55 to 64. The median is 212,500, and the average net worth is 1,175,900. Now the next one is 65 to 74. Of course, this is where it kind of peaks. The median is 266,400, and the average net worth $1,217,700. Now, as you can see, the gap really widens because a lot of wealthier individuals are able to accumulate a lot more money, and then that really separates the average substantially, as you can end up seeing for obvious reasons that more valuable assets, the more money you can accumulate, the more it can scale, the more compound interest, and it's pretty much like that. Yeah, and 75 plus, that's pretty much when you, at this particular time, a lot of people are just kind of living strictly off of their investments or, you know, whatever type of assistance that they end up getting. That's one for the median, it goes down to 254,800. And the average net worth of someone 75 plus household is $977,600. Now remember also that these is the household, the average American household. So remember we said the average can, because a lot of wealthier individuals can definitely screw it, and then you have screw the data a little bit. So that's why a lot of times people go by your everyday person, probably would go by the median. And once again, I think they'll update this number 2023, and I'll do an updated video as well. Also, good things to mention if you guys would like really into data. Typically people who have homes have a higher net worth, who live in the, according to the data, urban people who live in the urban areas tend to have a higher net worth, and people also with a higher level of education tend to have a higher net worth. Just in case you were interested in the, you know, the data and stuff like that. I'll drop the link of where you can see this particular data. But that's pretty much it. I just thought I would do this video just in case people was curious. Some people is, some people not, some people really don't care. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the average American net worth by age? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. No.